All right, folks. Thanks for watching the open season series. We were doing 5 weeks, but hunting season is upon us, and I have not been able to edit that last week of films, so we're going to cut it short.
So you're basically saying you'd rather go hunting instead of finish.
Actually,
a no-brainer, huh?
They're pretty well finished. It's a Colorado elk hunt I did with Aaron Snyder last year, archery hunt.
And cousin Ben.
No, this Ben was there. Yeah, Ben filmed for a week.
I was there for a week, yeah.
Yep, that hunt is pretty much ready to go. It's 4 films, but I want to do it justice, and it needs more work. It's just kind of a raw video. So, but I want to thank everybody for following along on the open season. I want to take this a little opportunity. Ben lives in Arizona, and he's up here because we're headed to elk camp in tomorrow.
Yeah.
But while he's here, I wanted to have him jump on this little video here and have us talk a little bit about the open season, some of the open season films where he was in Hell's Canyon and he shot the one-horn bull, that warrior bull, Anthony's hunt there, and then this one we just did with the father and son hunt with you and Anthony and your boys.
That's hard to beat.
So
that was fun.
Yeah, I want to just talk about those 2 hunts a little bit. Before I do that, though, I wanted to thank everyone for following along with the open season. This week, we are still doing giveaways this week. There just aren't any more films. So I apologize for that. But Gritty has to go hunting. So, but the cool thing is we're going to do more of these open season shows.
I thought it was great. I've enjoyed it so far.
How many? There's like 4 more films to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there was a total of something like 11 or 12 videos that we put out in the last 30 days. So I hope so. We have another at least 8 weeks of films to do 3 or 4 films a week.
I can think of
weeks.
4 hunts off the top of my head that we have all the footage for that need to be edited.
And honestly, like some of these were my favorites, but other films that I've been messing with and working on. Prince of Wales Island.
Long overdue.
And it's legit.
Films are like a fine wine, Ben. Don't you know that? The longer
they do not get better with age.
So we're going to do a couple
now,
of
hold on.
events.
Let me just comment on that.
Yes.
My wife's all, hey, make sure you get some good pictures and stuff. I'm like, well, you know what? We'll probably video it and then have
this elk hunt.
Have something put together. And then I was like, well, actually, you know what? 2015, I just barely got to see that one, so maybe I better take a couple of pictures.
Shut up, cousin Ben. I'm like a one-man show, okay? Now I got Brent here full-time.
Things are starting to happen.
And I got Keith helping, and we're getting an editor. So people asked, like, who edited these films? I did all the editing on all the open season videos. I had a little bit of assistance on the one with you, and I had Grady Rawls help me.
That's right.
About 2 years ago, he helped. A year and a half
back
ago.
when it was supposed to come out.
Yeah, and I changed. I didn't quite like it the way it was, and it wasn't done. So I just decided to do it my own.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
But the Kiora, the tar hunt, and the bear hunt, Consuming Life, those were done by Keith, edited by Keith Ailes here in the office.
He did a great job on both those, but the bear, I especially liked that one.
Yeah.
They're really cool.
They're so different, though.
I was just going to say they're so different, but
yeah,
he did a good job on both.
So I'm looking forward to, in those cases, Keith and I have some plans for, kind of mixing my style with his, and really Keith is pretty fast. And I've gotten faster, so we can crank these out. Because last week I was in Montana, and I left, and I'm like, because I only had about 60% of the films done, or even started when I launched this thing. But I just needed to get it done. Fine. Yeah. So I went ahead and put it out there, and I have been working while we were in elk or mule deer camp in Montana this last week. We would get up at 4 a.m. We'd go and hunt around 4:30, and then we'd hunt, and then we'd come back in the afternoon, maybe. But if we did, I went and edited films like the moose hunt and stuff like that needed to be done.
You also shot 2 podcasts during that hunt, too.
Yeah, and then I stayed up like till 1 a.m. twice, and then got up at 4 a.m. for hunting, trying to get all the content created and published and out the door while I'm trying to hunt. And so I've been doing the same thing with this film that we just finished with Ben and Anthony. And I just don't have time to finish the Colorado one, cause we're hitting the mountains and there's no way I can cram it in. So.
You gotta have priorities.
Elk hunting is the priority.
He's got to get new footage. That's all there is to it.
Yeah.
But while you're here, Ben, this is your first peek at this, Hell's Canyon video that we put together with you and Anthony.
Yeah.
And you hadn't seen the footage probably really ever.
No, I never did, because that's when I flew down from over East Coast in Virginia and finally got to hunt after hunting with you guys forever, and finally said, you guys
and
quit being so selfish. It's my turn.
Yeah. What it is Ben's too cheap to buy a tag, so.
But yet I can buy it.
You can fly down and call for us. That was a good hunt, though.
It was fun. It was.
What stands out to you from that hunt?
Because
I would say of all the bulls you've shot, I think that bull was the biggest stud of them all. Just a warrior.
He really was, and that was really cool. I've always liked a little bit of some mass, a little bit of some character, and having a one-horned bull and all broke up like that.
He got 2 horns. One was just in his shoulder.
Who knows where that one came from, right?
Yeah, that antler tip busted off in his shoulder was gnarly.
Yeah, that was
smelled,
pretty neat.
A little bit. And
it was covered in
remember
mud.
how that other one-horn bull was there with the opposite broken one horn?
They were probably the two that were tangling
and broke
the most.
Yeah.
But he they both broke each other up, or however it went down. But
remember how that other one had his eye gouged out?
Yes.
And it was just gone. It was all pus going down his head, and they're all like stabbed up on the side that's missing the main beam.
Yeah, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Some of those guys just, they got a mean streak in them and they want to tango.
This hunt we're going on is going to be physical like that. Maybe not Hell's Canyon deep, but
I don't know. We've never both have been there, but I've been on e-scouting it and Google Earth and stuff, and it's got some elevation, so
it'll be interesting. That elk hunt though was physically.
I was just about ready to say, to answer your question, what stood out. We did some serious miles to get in and out and up and down. Hell's Canyon. Anybody that's familiar with Hell's Canyon and have been in there. I remember way back to our first experience going to Hell's Canyon was with my Uncle Lloyd and Dennis. And, well, it was me, you, and Jeff. We were there. Remember when I shot my spike and then went back the next day to pack it out, and you kind of have to use all fours to get it out. We had horses, but they couldn't get down in there. And then Jeff shot his when we were down there later on, and I remember wanting to go down, and everyone's like, hey, at the bottom is the Snake River. And I was like, just wanted to go down there, and it kept going, and it just had kind of like a false summit, but going the wrong way down. You couldn't, it was so far you can't see the bottom of the river. But anyway, that was some steep terrain, and then here we were kind of in a different area, but Hell's Canyon's huge. And
it's
got a lot of good memories of hunting that canyon.
It's formidable. It's daunting. And remember how many guys we saw in there with us, but they wouldn't hike down to the bottom where the elk were.
Right.
They're like, yeah, we see them, but
we're not
going to go kill an elk there. Only an idiot would shoot an elk there, because then they got to get it out. We raise our hand. We'll go down.
Both hands.
They're like, good. Go. Hope you scare them up to us.
Yeah. We were pretty young then.
I still am. You've aged poorly, but I'm in pretty good shape.
Well, you got that gray little scruff going. I don't know.
It's called sage wisdom.
Sage wisdom. Old age.
So
sage wisdom.
The open season is this is the last film from the open season. Last little video bit here, and we're still doing giveaways this week, but we're not putting out any more films until.
I think if everybody had to pick between another one of your films and free gear,
Yeah.
Yeah, free gear.
We got a lot of. We're still giving away the same amount of gear. Plus, we've had a couple people,
Yeah.
other people jump in and want to give away stuff.
Yeah. It's been piled on, so.
Yeah, so we got to leave tomorrow, and I've got to get the gear giveaways organized because
We got
we're
a lot to
launching
do.
all of those this week. So, I just wanted to thank everyone for listening to the show and following along, following the podcast. This week you can still win. Leave a comment below. Leave a review on iTunes. Win a Hoyt bow. Join actually Kafaru Pack and a Garmin InReach. We're giving away a Hoyt bow for the email list.
Mm-hmm.
So go to briancall.com
So
and sign up for the newsletter.
I signed up for that. I signed my wife up for that. Am I disqualified?
I'll be honest, if you were randomly drawn, you're not getting the bow. Sorry.
I should at least be able to pick
No,
somebody else.
it just looks too bad. Like it can't be like that.
Got to keep it above board.
Yeah. So,
Whatever. Just make a couple fake email accounts, throw them in their bed. He'll never know.
That's right.
You don't know what your address is.
No.
that's how Brent thinks. See, that's how Brent thinks. We're going to hit the road tomorrow, and hopefully we have more film and more stuff to share. Looking
It's
forward
going to
to
be
it.
a good hunt.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm
And if-
pretty excited.
If you got time, if you want to, Ben and I are going to do a show, a podcast here. And you can look for that on iTunes or on YouTube and check it out. But we're going to talk more about these hunts and where we're headed. And it'll
Cool.
be good.
Looking forward to it.
All right, folks. Thanks for following along. And as always, stay gritty.